Good evening. Welcome to the Vernon Township Supervisors meeting for October 5th, 2023. We'll be starting the meeting with prayer and salute to the flag. Supervisor Schneider will lead us in prayer.
Bless us as we gather today for this meeting. Guide our minds and hearts so that we will work for the good of our community and help all your people. Teach us to be generous in our outlook, courageous in face of difficulty, and wise in our decisions. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And roll call, Amy.
Smith.
Here.
Snyder.
Here.
Maloney.
Here.
Stone.
Here.
Wagner.
Here. Okay, at this time, any citizen comment this evening? Okay. Moving on, approval of the minutes for the Vernon Township Supervisors special meeting regarding police services on September 6, 2023.
I'll make the motion.
Motion.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Not in favor? Okay, approval of the minutes for the Vernon Township Supervisors regular meeting, September 7th, 2023.
So moved.
Motion, second. All in favor?
Aye.
Not in favor? Thank you. Finances, motion to direct the treasurer to issue checks for the approved vouchers due for payment.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Not in favor? Motion to ratify payroll for the employees from August 27th through September 23rd, including the supervisor's pay.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Not in favor? Okay, correspondence, Amy?
Nothing.
Thank you. Do a police report, Rob?
Yeah, I do have a small one I kind of put together. We had 75 calls for the month, so an average of 2.5 calls per day. We patrolled 1,131 miles over the course of the month, so about 37.7 miles per day. And we initiated 2 traffic stops. Like I said during the work session, I just wanted to note that the department now is down to 2 officers effective 10/2/23. Officer Kosterman took a position with the Erie VA Medical Center Police Department. We wish her well in her future endeavors and thank her for her 5 years of service with the township.
Yes, thank you. She's here 5 years now.
Yep.
Any questions on that? And moving on, road department, Joel Stone, roadmaster.
Good evening, supervisors. Road report for October 5th, 2023. Installed driveway pipes on Brooks and Cutter Road, filled berms, spread some limestone on South Watson Run for the shoulder backup on the driveways and the mailboxes so nobody got into the oil. We smoothed up some pipe crossings. We're getting ready for winter, so anything that's been rough, we're trying to smooth it up so the plows aren't jumping around. We're out mowing berms. We watered the flowers at the roundabout, installed a cross pipe on Brown Hill Road, removed some beaver dam on West Vernon Road, attended a winter safety class here at the township building. At Roach Park, we installed drains underneath the pad that we've installed for the new playground, so there is some drainage underneath it. There was actually drainage put in 15, 20 years ago. I'm not exactly sure when it was put in, but when we were excavating to get some fill for that pad there, we got into the drain, so we had to reinstall them, and we added a couple new ones. Lincoln Ave, we received a concerned neighbor was concerned about the arborvitae bushes and some vines growing in there, so we did go down. We did trim the vines, but we have not got them all pulled out of the arborvitaes yet, but they are trimmed off at the ground, so they're no longer growing in it. Equipment-wise, we've installed batteries in both truck 15 and truck 4. Truck 2 goes for state inspection on Monday. Basically, times are starting to change a little bit. It's getting dark a little quicker. There's still kids out moving around, stuff like that at night. So be careful. Trick or treat's coming up. People need to be aware of trick or treat coming up. Hopefully everybody's driving sensibly for that. And that's all I have at this point, supervisors.
Thank you. Any questions?
Yes, how flowers look at the roundabout? Still growing.
The flowers are still doing well at this point. I'm not sure, and we need to coordinate with Sean on when we want to remove those. I was kind of gonna leave that up to him when he wanted to do that, and how he wanted to store them. You know, that's kind of his cup of tea.
I see you trim the trees.
We
They
did
look
trim
nice.
the trees. We've got them shaped up a little bit, so
Yeah.
hopefully that's a little bit more visually appealing at this point.
When you talk to him, can you see if he can plant mums or something like that for the fall? I was just at Home Depot, and mums down there were just gorgeous. And I think it would look good. It'll give us a couple more months of, at least, if it get the Christmas season, then we'll put the lights up for Christmas season, and winter's winter, we'll let it go.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of good comments on putting those flower boxes up.
Look, I think when we installed the
Made it
flower
more
pots, it
attractive.
kind of made it look whole. You know,
Yes.
before with just those 4 trees, it kind of
Yeah.
looked off. And I think it kind of filled the gap. And, Amy can maybe reach out to Sean tomorrow and see what he can do with some, moving some flowers around.
Thanks.
Great job to the road department on the pipe on Brooks Road, that looks great.
We had one of your neighbors come out and supervise us. He wanted to see his tax dollars at work. He
Oh,
said.
really? Yeah. I came home from work and I pulled in the driveway and I saw it all out there and he was out mowing and I went out and talked to him. I said, yeah, they did a really good job. I said, that looks good, he goes, now we don't have the, so much of the ditch and it's stretched out further.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Whenever you want to connect onto it, it's up there to the property.
Yeah,
line.
I
We're
saw
ready.
that. That's what he said. He says, you can hook right onto that. And I said,
We tried to make all the provisions there.
well, I don't get any water up there. I don't understand, but, I didn't think they did either, but apparently they did. But yeah, looks good.
Great, thank you.
Anybody else? I've gotten comments on the roundabout too. You and Rob both, kudos for that. And I'm driving when I go by, I'm not looking at the flowers. So.
We'll take a picture and send it to you, Don.
I keep saying I should pull in the sheets and just look at them, but, and I'm behind the times. Why are the flags at half mast?
Oh,
Einstein.
Feinstein,
Yeah.
Senator.
Senator from California.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, Senator
gotcha.
California.
Didn't know that, so.
So now they're back to full
Yeah.
staff.
Today was the last day.
Okay, well, thanks for being on top of that. That's important that we follow, that. All right, great. Thank you, Joel. Admin zoning report, Robert Horvat, manager.
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Tonight I want to start my report by giving a little more in-depth review of the zoning permits and land development approvals that we've taken place this year. It's been a very busy year. So far, we've issued 45 permits representing $12.36 million in construction projects, bringing in a total of $37,851 in permit fees for the year. Included in that is 5 new single-family dwellings, as well as several large-scale commercial projects. We've approved 6 land developments so far, with the 7th on the agenda for approval later tonight. And these numbers do not include the newly constructed Verizon store or the Mod Wash Car Wash that's currently under construction, whose land development plans and zoning permits were issued in 2022. It's been a busy year, and based off the conversations I've been having, it seems like 2024 is going to be a busy year as well. So update you guys on the playground. Like I said during the work session, the road department's done an excellent job in removing the old structures and preparing the site for the new playground. Conversations with installers indicate we should see the new playground in the next few weeks. And once again, I'd like to mention, we will need 3 consecutive days of 40-degree and above weather to have the poured-in-place rubber flooring installed. So unfortunately, we could see a delay there till next spring. They do assure us that we'd be on the top of the list if we're pushed to spring. We continue to work with PCE and the County Planning Office on our upcoming CDBG project for the Miracle Field at Roach Park. We're coordinating the phasing of this project with PCE now, as this will be a large-scale update to the park. I don't know if anybody else noticed, but there is a lack of AC in the building tonight, as we're in the midst of our rooftop HVAC project that was bid out earlier this year. It should be completed earlier next week. Everything's been going according to plan, and everything's been running smooth for that project. And finally, obviously it's budget season. You guys have got the initial ones. Hopefully we'll have a final draft at the November meeting to advertise for acceptance at the December meeting. And finally, a reminder, trick or treat for Vernon Township this year will be October 26th from 6 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. That's our report for tonight.
Okay, questions for Rob? Okay, thank you, Rob. Next, engineers report, Ashley Porter, Township Engineer. Ashley?
Good evening, Supervisors, residents. Just to follow up on the HVAC, we try to time that so that we get the cool and heat transition, but it just doesn't, it never works out right. So we'll have to put up with the heat tonight, and we'll need the heat next month. So that's coming along, as Rob said, on schedule. It should be done here very shortly. Also wanted to follow up on the developments this year. It's been an exciting year. We had Vernon Place, which should hopefully break ground here in a few days or a few weeks. The contractors are all in position now. Contractors are getting us materials to review, and the infrastructure should start this year and continue through next year. That's good news, and that's the infrastructure, which is roads, sidewalks, lights, landscaping, and so forth, to make significant improvements there. We also have the McAllister Deli, the Mod Wash, the VA, the Burger King, Verizon, the Post Railroad, and grain facility storage, which I'll say for the last time this year, that's 4,000 truckloads off of Vernon Township roads annually, converting those into rail traffic. And we still have the two pending car washes at Choby's and Allen Mellons. So we got those underway or on the books, and inquiries for next year. So it's an exciting year, and looks like it'll continue next year. So that's all I have to report.
Any questions?
I really don't have a question, but I just have to tell you, that VA clinic looks beautiful. That's really gonna be a nice facility, and my understanding is gonna be a big help to our veterans, so that's wonderful.
It's really gonna improve getting in and getting to it.
Oh, for sure.
Because where it's at now, it's challenging.
It's nowhere near the traffic that's on 322.
Right. And you know, we're looking at a lot of senior citizens using it, so that makes it all traffic, which I guess I qualify there, but, when they're doing Vernon Place over here, do you think they're gonna like shut off the 322 traffic and just?
There'll be periods of time that we'll announce beforehand, but the work in the Vernon Place basically removes and complete the roadways. All the new infrastructure will go under those roadways, so we're going to try to manage that construction and minimize the impact, but there will be points in time where we have to shut off that traffic, and we'll give as much advance notice as we can. There'll always be a way in and way out, but we'll try to minimize that. I expect that next year we'll actually see development of Vernon Place, and therefore we have added construction traffic. So hopefully, as I mentioned before, we're trying to coordinate all that at one time, so it was 1 year of pain for future gain, but it looks like a lot of that will occur over the next couple of years, but next year we anticipate development to continue on.
Well, you're doing most of your infrastructure right now, so that you won't have a big impact when you actually do the development.
That's exactly right. So the infrastructure we're doing now is creation of the new roadways, the lighting, the sidewalks, and the water, sewer, gas underneath those roadways. So when those developments come into the site, the connections will be already into their lots. So we won't interrupt the traffic on the internal roadways or the state roadways while that construction is going on.
Excellent way to do that.
Very similar to what we did for the VA. We put the stormwater in, all the infrastructure in, so now there's some minimal disturbances onto the adjacent roadways, but everything is in the site ready for connection.
Yeah. It appears that that's going pretty smoothly from.
I haven't heard any issues, and steel's in the air.
Right. Great.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, that was quick. That was very smooth. So, thank you, Ashley. Moving on to the solicitor's report, we have Gary Elizio is here this evening.
Yes, good evening, Supervisors. No report tonight, but I'm happy to answer any questions on anything on the agenda.
Okay, anyone? Questions? Thank you, Gary. New business, motion to approve land development at 18300 Conneaut Lake Road, contingent upon satisfying the township engineer's comments.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Not in favor. Motion to approve the Schilling Malinowski subdivision.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Not in favor. Motion to approve the Burkholder subdivision.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor? Aye. Not in favor. Okay, motion to approve resolution 2023-12, revision of the approving modification of the Township's Act 537 plan, allowing for small flows treatment facility at 14147 Harmondsburg Road.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor? Aye. Not in favor. Okay, motion to approve resolution 2023-13, authorizing Crawford County as our on behalf of, for Vernon Township 2023 CDBG application.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor? Aye. Not in favor. Motion to approve resolution 2023-14, authorizing intermunicipal police service contract. We'll have a roll call vote for that?
Should have a motion and, second
Motion.
first.
Yes.
I'll
Motion.
make the motion.
Second.
Motion.
Up for discussion, I'd like to speak.
All in favor?
No, I'd like to speak to it.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
It's all right, it doesn't happen often. I am not in favor of this contract for two reasons. We give total control to the city of Meadville, mainly the police chief, who could change at any time. And secondly, we give them $3 million, but there are no provisions set forth. And if 1, 2, 3, 5, 10 years from now, they decide not to patrol, there's no specific amount that they have to compensate us back of that $3 million. Now, you don't have to put it as a fixed amount. You can put it as a minimum. If you think it's more, then you go to court. But as it stands now, it would be, if they decide to end the contract, we would have to go to court to get any of the monies back. And with City of Meadville, I think they're gonna raise taxes again. I don't know how they can afford it. So I'm very, very concerned, because if we go to court, it's probably gonna be $100,000 to go to court over something like this. And for that reason, I am opposed to this contract. I mean, I have nothing against the City of Meadville's police department. They seem to run a pretty good ship. But I have a problem with this issues for the protection of the Vernon Township residents and their monies. Thank you, Don.
No problem, Gary. Anyone else?
Yeah, if I got 2 seconds worth. I would just like to read what our solicitor wrote to us in a memorandum. I'm probably gonna need some water. But I'm gonna take a little couple excerpts of what he said. It is my opinion that the police service agreement is legally sound, well-constructed, and artfully negotiated by the township manager to allow the township to provide police services on a long-term basis at significant cost savings. At a time when it is anticipated that there will be significant increases in police costs over a period of time of the contract, which the township would otherwise have to incur. He concludes with this paragraph. The pension transfer agreement, allowing for significant credits for the township, goes hand in hand with police services agreement using the pension funds which would otherwise sit idle in the Vernon Township Police Pension Plan. It is my opinion that the township manager has skillfully put together a plan for police services on a long-term basis with significant cost savings to the township, while also allowing for increase of coverage in police services, including detective investigative services, K-9 team, and a substantial police force. So those are going to be some of the things I think we all need to take in consideration when we vote on this. One thing's for sure, we stabilize our tax base for 20 years. We utilize money we couldn't otherwise utilize. Yes, there's always a reason or two not to do something. I'm going to look at the 20 reasons why to do something.
Well, my thing was just to have in there some safeguards to ensure that we would be repaid the money.
I understand.
And I agree with
I think it's
what you said
impossible
about
what
the
you're
detectives and their manpower, and I think that is great. But I'm just looking for that. If for some reason 10 years from now, they decide, okay, it's not working, then we have no police department. We have to go out and buy vehicles, weapons, uniforms, and hire officers if we want to have a police force.
If we want one.
And that's gonna
You
be
might want to
expensive.
go state police.
Right.
Well, you don't know, I mean, you're speculating.
And I'm just trying to watch out for the money
Well,
of the taxpayers.
really, my position, when you're watching out for people, I'm watching out for every taxpayer of Vernon Township for the next 20 years that stabilizes our tax base. If we had to run our own police department and add the people that every one of those chief of police candidates alluded to, we would be raising taxes within 2 to 3 years because the personnel cost would be extreme. That's all I got.
Thank you, Dave. Anyone else?
I'd really like to add on to what Dave said, and in all reality, with this police pension fund, we're utilizing money that's not ours for a discount for the taxpayers. And I said it in the public meeting before, if we were up here and had a public meeting that we had to double the millage of taxes to cover for this phenomenal police department we want to build with 6, 8 officers, I can't remember what it'd come down to, how many officers per mill, the room would have twice as many people in it upset. So nobody's ever going to be happy. It's one of those things, I know Jeff looked into it deeply, there's not really a way to do what Gary wants to do. All of us want a safeguard. Like, you look at it after 5 years, it's not working, so of a 20-year contract, say we get 3/4 of our money back. It doesn't work like that. And it wasn't our money anyway. But just to kind of go along board with Dave, I've always prided myself on saving money, being cheap, as some may say, but the taxes, I'm a taxpayer in the township, everybody in here is a taxpayer in the township, and just like Dave says, this solidifies the fact that we're not going to have to raise taxes due to a police force. And another thing is when an officer is on vacation currently and there's nobody to backfill that position, that's on Chief Stefanucci now, and he will supply that where to retain that constant coverage. So, you know, when our shifts end in the Rover, and say the next day, the officer that's supposed to work that later shift, as it stands now in Vernon Township, is on vacation that day. It happens. Well, then you have no coverage, nothing. You're totally on the state police. Mike Stefanucci has to make adjustments in his schedule to compensate for his officers taking vacation, so now somebody else has to cover that shift. So you gain that same, truly, 24/7, you know, you gain that coverage. So, I mean, that's all I have to say about it. That's pretty much it. I mean, I don't know really how else to put it. Oh, and the transparency thing, I feel, some may not, that we were very transparent on how this was going. The article went out, how we were looking into this, exploring as an option. This didn't start 5 years ago, 2 years ago, 8 years ago. This all was based from when the chief retired and we really, no fault of his own, had no notice. So now you want to look at everything. You want to look at all your options. And so there was not this big long gap where the supervisors were keeping this big huge secret from all the township residents. I mean, short of, and I think Rob's doing a great job of getting the information out there. Newspaper, Facebook, and you know, all these things, all these avenues you have now to get the information out there, be it some people may not have newspaper, Facebook, internet, whatever. I think we were transparent. So that's all I have to say about it.
Yeah, and I really don't have anything to say, Dawn, other than what I said in 2 previous public meetings, that I'm in favor of doing this, moving ahead with it, and I just feel that a couple years down the road, I think we're going to be all thankful that, or satisfied, I should say, with what decision we made tonight. And it's just the coverage, the quality, and the financial gain. I just think it's a good thing for us.
Thank you, Fritz. I really have nothing to add to anyone's comments. There's always concerns, and I've tried to take everyone's comments that I've gotten to heart, positive and negative. So that's where I stand on it. So with that, can we have a roll call vote? Amy, please.
Smith,
Yes.
Snyder,
Yes.
Maloney,
Yes.
Stone,
Yes.
Wagner.
No. No hard feelings, I just disagree.
It is what it is, you know.
Yeah.
We're
I
good.
do respect that.
Next, we have a motion to approve Resolution 2023-15, authorizing the transfer agreement of the Vernon Township Police Pension Plan to the City of Meadville Police Pension Plan.
So moved.
Second.
Motion second. Roll call, please, Amy.
Smith,
Yes.
Snyder,
Yes.
Maloney,
Yes.
Stone,
Yes.
Wagner.
No.
Okay. We have no old business. That brings us to the upcoming meetings will be November 2nd, 2023, Supervisors Work Session at 6:30. And the November 2nd will be followed by the Supervisors Monthly Meeting at 7:30. Hard to believe we're talking about November already.
Tell
So
me about it.
with that, we will have Supervisors' comments. Can we start with you tonight, Gary?
Okay, thank you. Be careful with the kids out there, and thank you, Joel, for bringing up trick or treat and watching for the kids, because on towards 7:30, it will be a little bit dusk, and, you know, those kids run fast. And be safe out there. Watch for any road conditions that are coming around now, because it's gonna start raining, and the roads have been hot and dry, and you get that rain on them with a little bit of leaves, and it's gonna be slick. So just be careful and have a safe drive.
TV station, I guess. You sure?
That's all.
I'm sorry, thank you, Gary.
Just real quick, I'd like to thank the guy upstairs for this beautiful week we had. These beautiful fall colors that we're all enjoying. What a great time to live in northwestern Pennsylvania. It's just been absolutely gorgeous, and puts a smile on my face, so puts a smile on yours. That's all I got.
Thank you. Fritz?
No, I think I won't just keep my mouth shut today. I have nothing.
Really, well, the weather is gonna be changing. Watch out for deer. They seem to be getting active, and they're like jumping out all over the place, but, that, and whether everybody's happy or not, I'll bring up the elephant in the room with the police contract thing. In all reality, we're all up here to do what's best for the township. Nobody has any gain or anything from doing this, but like I said before, we all pay taxes in the township too, and the majority of us feel this would be a better move or a better direction to go for the township, and I think, or I'll hope, that this will turn into like the roundabout was when I came on the board 6 years ago. The roundabout, they were ready to burn this building down over the roundabout, and that's settled out. Nobody complains about it at all anymore. You know, yeah, it sucks at times, but, you know, especially if you're on 98 or 19, but I wholeheartedly believe that this is gonna be better for the township, and that's pretty much all I have to say.
Thank you, Greg. I would just like to echo what Greg said, that my reason for voting for this was for the township as a whole, positively. And I'd like to thank Armstrong for being here, and the Meadville Tribune covering it. We have Jane here, and with that, I'd like to have a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We adjourn.
Okay, which budget is it?